What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to a brand new show, and the last of the brand new shows today, thank the Lord, because it's been a busy day. This is how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. First episode titled, First Begin With a Hero. That makes sense. If you're going to have a realist hero rebuilding the kingdom, can't need the hero to begin with. Makes sense. So yeah, this is the fourth new show of the day, and episode number 6 of the day that we're doing, because, yeah, every show ever decides to come out on a Sunday. I get why, because as I record this, and when these episodes come out in Japan, it's Saturday night. So it's the one night that most people can afford to stay up late and watch anime, because if you do it in the middle of the week, well, you alienate a lot of your workers if they don't have like a way to record their TV. You alienate a lot of your school kids because, well, they got to be up for school, so you don't have that demographic either. You're kind of limiting yourself as to who can actually watch your show as it comes out, so that's why weekend slots get more popular. And it always means that the Sunday lineup inevitably gets to be 5 to 8 shows long. I think it was, when was it? It might even have been the spring season. It's either winter or spring this year that ended up potentially being 9 shows in one day, which would have been absolutely insane. Thankfully we cut down on it. It might have been spring, I can't remember. Thankfully, we did cut down on it eventually. And here's the thing. There's 2 new shows coming in like a month's time on this Sunday time slot that I am not ready for. Madoka's Side Story and Jahi-sama. Something's going to end up moving to Monday because I don't feel like dropping any of the current Sunday shows. And we've got D-Side next week to start as well. So, thankfully, Spider and Shadow's House have now finished so I can take them off. But it's still a mess. It's still a... yeah. Anyway, Realist Hero. We're going to talk about this one. Hi, welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm a British guy who reacts to seasonal-based anime. 7th season of doing so. We started back in the winter of 2020. By winter, I mean, obviously, anime season winter, not as in, like, November, December time for us. Like, January 2020. And yeah, last new show of the day. When we start a new show here on the channel, what I like to do is I like to load up the AniList page and take a look at what the show has to offer in terms of like synopsis, VAs, tags, studios, things like that to get a basic feel of the show. This is to help whittle down the shows that I'm going to be watching because, you know, there's too many. I need to make some snap judgments sometimes and like really start burning through them. So that's why we do this, and we did it for the preview video. Now I'm doing it more focused on this episode now as we head into it with some updated information because sometimes they change and have different synopses and such when we go into it. Remain that we just did was a good example of that, how we added extra lots of elements to it that I didn't expect. But if you don't want to see any of this, if you're not on PC, you can go into the description and find the timestamp to go straight to the action. If you are on PC, the timeline bar at the bottom is split into segments, so you can scroll through to that point as well. I don't know if that scrolling thing on the time bar has made its way to mobile yet, or if it ever will, or like Switch, or like consoles. I don't know where it's going to, but you've got both options, basically. So let's load up the AniList page here. So, suddenly summoned to a fantasy world and betrothed to the princess, Kazuya Soma is crowned the new king after providing the royal family with impressive advice. So yes, it's another isekai story. To rule the kingdom, he's taking the non-traditional and very human route of administrative reform. In a realm of dragons and elves, will this revolutionary's unique path prove effective? So yes, this is actually an idea that I've kind of floated around with before when it comes to like isekai genre shows. We always, like, are the hero, we're the ones that are, like, making the world a better place, but we never see it from, like, the ruler or monarch or whoever's in charge's perspective on, like, how do you manage a kingdom? How do you deal with the aftermath of certain events? How do you deal with the diplomatic relations with other nations in response to events? Like, things like that. So, I'm hoping this can kind of, like, steer in that direction. We've got 13 episodes here, so it's going to be decently paced, at least, I hope. And I feel like there is potential there when it comes to like seeing a more administrative vision on what the classic isekai fantasy ends up being, and that's something I've been wanting in a while. So hopefully this can kind of deliver on that. VA cast, the only person that stands out to me is Nori Minase, as most people will know her as Rem from ReZero, or Hestia from Danmachi. There's definitely a lot more that I could list. I mean, she's done a lot of roles. But those are the 2 big ones that immediately stand out and can always remember. Other than that, I don't really recognize too many of these names. I might recognize them by voice, but I don't recognize them in name. This is by JC Staff, who I haven't had a great track record with recently. Blue Reflection Ray is not doing well. Way of the House Husband I still haven't checked out, but I do intend to eventually. Don't worry, I will get to it. Compatibility Dispatch just didn't hit for me. Danmachi 3, again, I couldn't get into. Maybe because I need to rewatch 1 and 2 again, just like with whatchamacallit, My Team Romcom Snafu. I think that's kind of what didn't really work for me. But like Konosuba movie, like they make good looking stuff. Like their animation quality is solid. Like my problem with these shows is never to do with the animation quality of it. So that's a good thing. They're also doing Duke of Death and Is Made, but that's a complete CG production, so I don't know how to feel about that yet because it's JC Staff and I don't associate them with CG productions, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm sure this will look fine with that studio. Action, adventure, fantasy, romance, fairly typical tags. Isekai, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, seems fairly typical, but I'm hoping it does take the more administrative role when it comes to when it takes to its way of dealing with things. If you get what I mean, like instead of just being the typical hero type in an isekai or the typical I'm going to go make a shop isekai that seems to be very prevalent right now. Taking an administrative leadership role could be very, very interesting. And I'm actually quite excited to see how that gets interpreted. I think I saw one comment somewhere that apparently this light novel or manga is very like dialogue heavy, potentially, which makes sense if it is going to be dealing with like diplomacy and such, and that maybe it's not super action packed, so that might dampen its translation into an anime format. I think I saw that point made, but honestly, even if it's not that action heavy, which I don't really need to go into this for the action. I need to go into this for like the intrigue of it, essentially. That's kind of why I want this series to be good. So I guess we'll see where that ends up going. But yeah, I guess we'll see what we end up getting. So I'm going to go into the episode because I am tired as all hell and I want to be done with it today because too many reactions today. Too many reactions. I'm only doing this the once this week, so thank God, but still too many. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture, therefore the actual anime itself and my face on the same screen, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 per month gets you access to all picture-in-picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Symphogear, which we just finished Season 2 of, and Localizer Season 2. I'll be fitting those shows in and around my current schedule as I find time for them. It's going to be a little while to kind of truly figure that out, so if the shows jump around a lot for the first couple of weeks, that's why. World Trigger should be fairly solidly in its Wednesday time slot still. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, here on YouTube we do time-based, so the bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I'll count down 3, 2, 1, play. Now play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. We'll watch this one off Funimation since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the King Records logo and then the Funimation logo, so it's about 14 to 15 seconds of logos, give or take. You can use the screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. That should help you sync it up a little bit as well. I'm assuming King Records is probably involved because of the OP or ED. That seems more likely. You don't really see King Records that often, but I've seen them twice this season already, and we're only on day 3. So, who knows? Maybe they're getting a bit more involved this season for some reason. No idea why. Anyway, with all that said, let's get into the first episode of Realist Hero, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. King Records. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Modern World. Guess we'll find out how we've been isekai'd. Is it going to be classic Truck-kun? Probably not. Fair. Mm-hmm. Okay, so no parents. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Now I'm assuming that day. Hmm. He probably. So I guess the family aspects is possibly what they're going to play into quite heavily here. Oh, OP time. Alicia, okay. Juna, okay. Aisha, Akia, Poncho, okay. Tomoe, okay. Good OP. First, begin with a hero. Well, we've got to get to this world first, I suppose. Why? So they wish to summon a hero for this moment, okay. So it's typical summoning. Or is he going to open a book? Summon through a book? Is that what we're going to do? Hero Right of Summoning. Very classic. Holy shit. I mean, this is way more flamboyant than typical summonings, I must say. Also, really cool to use the entire city for that, honestly. This is going to be summoned into a hole in the floor, okay. Not even a hole, he's just brought up. The prince. And summoned. Oh. Yeah. These looks though. He didn't have a choice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. What's the situation? Landia? News, yeah. Mm-hmm. Almost ends. Let me guess something demonic. Demon World, yep. Fairly generic thus far. But I mean, there's very rarely any like new innovations in this idea. Okay. Complete wipes out, huh? Hmm. And I'm guessing threatening more expansion, right? Hmm. Okay. So the front's got so big that, yeah. Okay. Grand Chaos Empire? Mm-hmm. Expensive to maintain that military. Hmm. Ha. That's. Okay. So since they're doing most of the work, they need the financial support of other empires. Hmm. That makes sense. If we're not in direct border. Oh, we don't have money. We don't have the money for that. Food shortage as well, huh? Refugee problems, yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no idea. Mm-hmm. No, uh, yeah, everyone's just like, oh god. They really like this rotational shot right now. My yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it a recurring thing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or is it just a one-off? Probably a one-off. So there's only a one-off thing. Hmm. It's not a long-term solution. Yep. Yeah. Because then what are you going to do the next time they ask for stuff? Wife's read up. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's who wants to start a revolution. Yep. I've read yes. 18. I mean, it's easier said than done, right? Yep. Let's get a full breakdown of financing. King's not going to know all this. I'll just go get all the papers. Oh, we have King and Prime Minister. Interesting. Okay. He's now the king. Yep, you're king now. And your daughter. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. April 1546. Okay. Yep, he's suddenly king and he now has a wife. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Altitude Chi Lagoon City. Hmm. Randall. Hmm. They're fine. they're just fine. So this is who we're engaged to, okay. No, he just abdicated. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's a bit out of order. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what you think. Mm. Okay. Hmm. For better or worse. Well, you could be queen. Maybe not initially, but not straight up being king. Mm-hmm. 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 How? How? How have we managed this? Amadonia? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who cares about them, really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is Group C? Yeah. Magical. Okay. That makes sense. Hmm. Might be national secrets. Hmm. Right, yeah. That should be your garb in theory. The hell is this? A battleship drawn by, like, big water monsters. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Sending a spy. Spy. Hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think just throwing money at it wouldn't be enough. I mean, possibly. Okay. Right, yeah. Maintain popular support. Yeah. Well, once things start going bad, I mean, yeah, look at the French Revolution, right? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yep. There we go. Good first episode. Good first episode. Now, this guy, Kazuya, is played by Yusuke Kobayashi. I know I've heard his voice before. Yeah, he's Dreves. He's Senku. Yeah, I can absolutely hear a bit of Senku in him. 100%. A little bit of Subaru as well. I can hear that mix in his voice, so yeah. I should absolutely recognize Yusuke Kobayashi more. That should be a name I burn into my memory since he is quite prevalent. What else? Oh, he's Warren from Yojo Senki, who's in Darwin's Game. Yeah, that's a name I should remember at this point. I really should. I'll work on my memory of his name eventually. That was a good episode. That was a good first episode. I think it got across the exact type of show it means to be, which is good. Overall, it looked pretty good. They were having some fun with the camera angles there for a while. Yeah, they're really having fun with the camera angles. I don't know why they chose to use that rotational shot so many times, but they really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, I mean, we set up our premise very, very nicely. It was quite fast paced, I think, to go from normal life to summoned to figuring out how to reform the country to being king to meeting our engaged partner. Like, it was quite rushed to get to that point, but at the same time, what more did you need to really get across? I suppose if we were to be like ideal world to keep a bit of a slower pacing for it, what you could have done is what something like Remake Our Life did: have that 50-minute first episode Because this is a 13-episode show, you could have had a 50-minute first episode, and then have 12 normal ones after that, have the exact same amount of runtime and animation total, but have that first episode be longer so that the transition from normal life to king felt a bit slower paced than what it ultimately ends up being. Like, I don't mind the faster pace that we ends up with it, but I feel like maybe having that be a bit more of a gradual ascension to power might have been a bit more interesting, but I guess we'll see where we end up going now with this moving forward. So I'm excited, and this is definitely the type of show I think I've been wanting. A hero that is in control of the country rather than just being on the front lines defeating the monsters. I actually quite like this idea, and I'm very, very interested to see where this goes. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Let me know how you thought of it as an anime-only watcher. If you've seen the source material, let me know how it did in adapting it to the anime format. As per usual, you can find more discussions and stuff on my Discord as well. I have dedicated text channels for all the shows that we do each season as well. Don't forget to subscribe as well to see next week's episode, but definitely continuing this one, as well as the rest of the summer 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.